Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Vanilla Minecraft with Arturio Emerys. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. I have been talking about doing this for an episode or two, and I didn't show this on camera because it's just putting blocks together. I'll explain how it works and what it does. The hardest part about this is gathering all the materials. But other than that, you know, the construction of it, it takes physically putting the blocks together maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most. But I need to actually, when I started this whole area was all stone bricks, and this was all stone slabs. I didn't know how many I'd need for the roof. So that's just to give you an idea, the resources you need to build this. And then for glass, it actually didn't take that many blocks of glass. I think it was like 3 or 4 stacks of blue glass. But let's get the other things we'll need for this. We'll ignore the lava. I will need the water. Fences, we need fences. And let's start with fences and doors. Okay. So this is how you get in. It's like a little airlock system. And there's a reason I'm not using doors, why I'm using gates. And I've used the zombie spawner down below to make a few more villagers. I think there's either 6 or 7 in there right now. It's kind of hard to see. The 2 librarians, and these may be farmers, or there's 2 toolsmiths, and I forget what the guy with the white apron is. But the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that they can't get out of what is going to be the artificial village, because that's what this is going to be. This is going to be an artificial village. And once you get enough villagers in here, the artificial village will start spawning iron golems to protect them. And due to the way this is set up and the geometry, the only place the iron golems can spawn will be inside this open courtyard here. Because underneath here, the roof is too low for them to spawn, so they won't spawn. And I've been very careful to make sure there aren't any doors anywhere near here. It's a lot easier to do this out in the ocean. I'm reasonably certain that there isn't an end fortress anywhere near here. There aren't any villages nearby, so I can be reasonably certain that there aren't any doors. And the reason that's important is because the game uses doors to figure out what's a village and what isn't. So basically, if you have a door with a block over it, that constitutes a village. Okay. I didn't bring enough blocks. Okay, let me go get some more. They're right here after all. Okay. So is that all the fencing? That's nearly all the fencing. So the idea here is, as I was saying, I'm creating an artificial village. And this will spawn iron golems. And the more villagers that are in here, the more iron golems will spawn, or the faster the iron golems will spawn. And as long as I'm in the area and this is a chunk where they're a chunk that's active, this will spawn iron golems. Once I get, you have to have a minimum, I believe, of 10 villagers. And it really works best with about 40. All right. Okay. So I just got to put all these doors, and you know what? I don't have enough doors because I'm going to need 76 of them, and I only had 40. But basically, in village mechanics, the number of doors dictate how big your village can be. And so the more doors, the better. There is an upper limit, though. Let me see how many this will give me. That'll give me another 30. That'll be very close. I probably need just a couple more. That'll give me 42. That's probably more than enough. All right. Put those torches away because I don't need those. All right, let's get the rest of these doors up. Now, where the golems spawn, the golems will spawn in the geographic or the geometric center of the village. And what is a village and what isn't a village is determined by doors. So by placing the doors in an arrangement like this, where they're all kind of form this open courtyard, that means the geographic center of this artificial village that I've created is within the center of these doors. Almost there. Just a few more. That's not too bad. Had a few left. Now, the way this works is the golems will spawn in here, and they will get washed into the center, and there'll be a mechanism for killing them. But first, the water. Oops. There we go. Now I set this up like this. So that they'll all get washed into the center just like that. And also, once you get water in here, you'll stop other mobs from spawning. So we want the water flow to direct all the water towards the center. So that this is all set up just like that. So everything just gets pushed over that edge there, but no water spills over the edge. This is similar to what we did with the zombie spawner down below. There we go. So now, what we need to do is we need to create the killing area for the golems. So now we need these signs, and the signs go here along the periphery like this. And then we need one in the center, and that one is a little bit tricky to do, but not impossible. And this is kind of good because I ran out of dirt for, I was making the platform bigger and I ran out of dirt, so this will help a little bit. Okay, so the lava will go up here. The signs are there. There's a gap here, and then down here will be these hoppers. And one goes in the center, like that. And then these other ones all have to be set up in such a way that they feed into that hopper. Like that. Okay, so now if anything drops on these, it'll fall into the hopper there. And will it work this way? Yeah, it'll work that way. Okay, so we don't need this one. And so that should, yep, that ended up down there. All right, so now I have to get out of here. And I have to place the lava. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that right there. And I got to put this sign back. All right, there we go. Now I have to get out of here and I have to go get those lava buckets. There we go. Now for now, all of those guys are they're still trapped. They can't get out of there, so we're still good. And I gathered up all of this stuff before. I do need that. I do need that. Yeah, that piece of fencing. Now, the reason you put the fencing here is because you don't want the villagers going through the doors. If they go through the doors, they'll kind of hang out on the edge there, and then they'll eventually fall over the edge, and then they get killed in the lava killer. Actually, let's leave that open for now, because I'm just coming back in a minute. Nine pieces of lava. And I am going to do one thing real quick. I'm going to put a block of dirt right there. And the reason is yeah, there we go. I want that first piece of lava right there. Now you actually could do this with just one piece of lava. That would actually work, but I don't like the look of that. There, a nice even pool is what I'm looking for. So there's one or two things that I still need to do to make this work. Let's see, Fortune goes there, Silk Touch goes here. Food, torches, yeah, that's everything. Okay, so now I have to get out of here without falling through that. which is not really that hard. There we go. Now technically this works now. There's not enough villagers to cause iron golems to spawn. Is that silk touch? Yeah, it's silk touch. But this has everything that it needs to be an artificial village. Other than it doesn't have enough villagers. Yeah, I don't really have to have that piece of glass. So what will happen is they'll just kind of on their own sort of disperse out and kind of fill this space, and they'll sort of clump up here and clump up there. But as long as they're in here, this will function. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7 of them. And this guy's in my doorway. Move! All right, let's see if I can get past him. Nope. Yeah, I may have to rethink this door. I need a way that I can get in, but they can't get out. There we go. It's not elegant, but it works. I do have a bucket of water. This is a little trick you can use for moving them around. There we go. Back where he needs to be. Eventually, I may actually create little stalls for him and use water buckets to kind of push them and force them into the stalls. Sometimes I do that, but I may do that when I get closer to having the 40 in here that I need. But now that I have them in here, I'll just put that there so they can't get in there. Okay, he's a leather worker. That's a toolsmith that I haven't unlocked yet. This is a fisherman. I think I've unlocked all of his. Yeah, that's the one I've unlocked. This is the toolsmith that I've unlocked. There's a second toolsmith that I have not. Here's a librarian. Oh, he gives silk touch books. Oh, that will be sweet. Yeah, this one I need to unlock. Feather falling, that's okay. It's a little expensive. I really want a farmer, because farmers make it a little easier. Farmer! There we go. To get other villagers. You can basically get a farmer and kind of trick him into growing crops and trick him into breeding, but I'm probably not going to do it that way. Basically, anytime you have villagers and you have them in a village like this, if you trade with them, there's a chance that it will trigger them to reproduce. So as long as you have 2, if you just keep trading with them over and over again, they should reproduce until you get the numbers that you need. Actually, give me that dirt. Oh, I've got okay. I actually used my silk touch pick to do all this. I used it to dig up grass rather than just dirt, and brought it over here and kind of seeded all of this. But I ran out of dirt with me. I need to get more. I need to make this platform bigger because I need planting areas. The farmer, to give him trade supplies, I need to give him various produce. And the easiest way to do that, rather than running back to the other base over, which I'm going to have to do now, is growing it where you need it. So I have a couple of crops here, believe it or not. I've got them out of the zombie spawner. I've got some carrots, I've got some potatoes, you get those from zombies. Yeah, actually I have a good amount. I even have a little bit of bone. And I enclosed all of this so that I don't constantly have to swim through the ocean just to get from down there to up here. I did leave this opening in case I fall off the platform. You can no longer, once all the grass is in place, you can't get onto the land. So this is how you get back in. So now I have to figure out where I'm going to put some of these farms. And I have a fairly standard setup for farms that you've already seen. So the center, oh, it's not, this is all not perfectly centered. I tried to get it all centered, but I centered this column on a on the glowstone, and this is at a slightly different position, so that it did not work out for me. So we got some potatoes, got some carrots. Actually, these are potatoes, those are carrots. I may go get some trade materials. Oh, shoot, and there is one other thing I need to do. There more? Yeah, there's more ladders. Okay. All right, just like over there, I'm going to punch a hole here. And by putting ladders right like that. What I need to do is I need to get over to the chamber there where the material dropped from the collection chamber for the iron golems. So minus 86, 1000 minus 86 is where I need to get to. So let's grab a few blocks here. And this is basically how I built the whole thing here. It was just like this. All right, so now there, just like that. It's a bit of a pain. It takes a while, but it works. And what I need to do is I just need to dig a chamber over to where that is. Did I use up all? Yeah, I guess I did. I thought I brought extra ladders, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I used them all. All right, I'll make a few more. I need 4 of them. I only got 3. Yeah, I have a little bit of wood left. All right, that'll help. So right here, this is the center line of all of this. So this should be at 1,000. Yep, 1,000. And then it was what, 96? Was it 96? Yeah, I think it was 96. 95. Oh, so it's actually not far. It's close. This is something that is annoying about the glowstone, is that there's a lighting glitch that it doesn't necessarily light properly. So that's somewhat annoying. Oh, okay, 86. So it's a little further than I thought. Minus 86. Oops. All right. Okay. Like I said, it's a little tedious to do this, but it is worth it in the end. So these blocks here basically prevented me from flooding everything down below. Just because it gets to be a pain. You may have torches that get knocked over, and then you may get mob spawning, and that's part of the reason why I like to use glowstone for lighting. Is you're less likely to accidentally wash stuff out. So I need to go a little bit further. Okay, so that one there. So right here, actually it's going to be right here. And in fact, I do have a very, very tiny amount of glowstone on me. And I'm almost out of air. So if I stand on that glowstone, 1000 minus 86, so directly above me is the clean out chamber for that collection system. So we'll do a platform to it first, and then we don't need that on anymore. And then we will put up walls and get the water out and stuff like that. There are other ways to clean the water out. You can fill it with sand, you can fill it with gravel. It's really kind of up to you what you think is the easiest way to do it. If you can get a sponge from a water fortress, a water temple, there's actually one near here, then you can do that too. But those temples are really, really hard to clear. All right, I'm trying to figure out what the lineup for this should be, how you get to it. So we just dig all this out. There. Did kind of use up all of my ladders. All right, continuing on. Continuing on. There. Did those fill back up with... Huh. All right. I have to do this the hard way. There we go. Now it should be dry. perfect. All right, so now what I want to do is just, I like it to be consistent. I don't want this regular stone mixed in with the stone bricks. I want it all to have a consistent look. There we go. All right, now let me, shoot, I must have put my axe away. The dirt that I dropped in there earlier. So now I need chests, and I don't really have the wood. I've got one, but it'll work to demonstrate this. So it may be a little bit hard to see, but this is the first hopper that I placed, and I just placed it directly into the ground so that it's basically just feeding down. And if it isn't connected to anything with an inventory, then anything that falls on it, I thought I pulled those out of there. I guess not. They just stay in the hopper inventory. If I put a chest here, now anything in that hopper will feed here. But this hopper is fed into that one, and that one over there is fed into this one, and the ones on the side all kind of feed into them. So anything that falls on any of these 9 hoppers is going to end up in this chest. And to prove that, if I just kind of put those in there, they will end up in that chest. It may be somewhat slow, but it will work. I don't need the rest of these ladders. And what I can do when I get more chests is I can put a chest beside that to make a double chest, put kind of a stair-step arrangement of double chests with hoppers, and everything will kind of get drawn down. And so like down here, there'll be a double chest that everything feeds into. And what that'll do is that'll give me more room before this feeds up, and I won't have to worry about checking it all the time to make sure I'm not filling it with iron. But, that's not an immediate concern because I don't have enough villagers to make this work yet anyway. There we go. So that is how you make an artificial village and an iron machine like this. I just somehow need to get more villagers, and the way I'm probably going to do it is through a combination. Oh, look. Some of them have already bred. Oh, that's astonishing. I'm a little surprised at that they spontaneously bred. The only thing I can think of is the first 2 that were in here, I did unlock their trades. But since there weren't any doors, they didn't see this as a village, so they wouldn't breed. I didn't think they would remember that, so I figured logging in and logging out, I actually kind of did that a week or 2 ago, was when I unlocked those trades, because it took me a while to get all this other stuff set up. Yeah, I think it's about a week ago. Anyway, I didn't think that they would remember that they had been traded with to get them to trigger to breed, but apparently they did. So that's good to know that I'm going to get a priest here. I can trade. I've got tremendous amounts of rotting flesh. And from them, I think you can get glowstone, glass, redstone, and lapis. And these guys you mostly are going to get, if you unlock all their trades, you'll get 3 different books from librarians. All right, that's cool though. That is very cool. All right, I think that's going to do it for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, it would be great if you could leave a like on the video, or if you could subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them on YouTube and I will respond to them when I can. Thank you for watching. This is Arturio Emerys signing out.